graphics time. I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but whenever you put on graphics, you need the graphics. The plastics, the heat gun, the brake parts cleaner to clean the surfaces, and then patience. That way you don't have air bubbles. But you guys have already seen this, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the quick. 1, 2, 3. There we go. You guys didn't even have to sit through that. A couple things that aren't going on yet, like the swing arm stickers and the front number plate, because I'm gonna do a different front number plate and fender on it, but graphics are ready. Back in the garage again. Nice little delay. Sorry about the length and time in posting, but summertime camping and just all kinds of family fun. Less time for me in the garage. I haven't even been on my dirt bike at the track. It's been weeks. It's pretty sad. Anyways, we need to get this garage cleaned up and we need to work on that Cr250. So we're gonna take a little trip over to the Home Depot. I need some drill bits because I ran into a little issue with the carburetor. I need to makeshift my own cable guide for the top of the carburetor, and then we need to get a screw extractor for the one of the bolts on the exhaust valve cover. One of the bolts snapped off, so we got to extract that. So let's go on a little road trip and then we will start to work on the Cr250. I'm really hoping to have some fire to this engine this weekend, so we really need to buckle down and try to find all of our parts in this mess and at least get it kicked over. All right, let's get to work. Okay, so we're trying to put this thing back together and I realized that I do not have this piece. It's the cable guide. It goes right in the top of here. You can see it's threaded, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is replacing this whole carburetor at some point. Just don't have it in the budget right now. I had this one started, which was a salvage piece off of the actuator cables for the power valve, and I broke off the drill bit inside there. So back to the drawing board. I had the other side, but it had a really long end on it. I cut it off, you can see right here. So that's way too long. So what I ended up doing is cutting it off, and since it wasn't threaded, get that to focus. Since it wasn't threaded all the way up where I needed it to be, I took the file and filed down the edges here, but not before I took these Cobalt POS and sort of bored it out with, just note to self for next time, whenever you're boring these out, make sure that you put some WD-40 in there before you start drilling, otherwise this is what happens and you have to go back to the drawing board. This one would have been ideal because I could have actually re-threaded this piece and threaded it all the way down through there, but screwed myself. And if I want to get any kind of progression done, I need to keep moving. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to just taper it down so it fits just inside the top of this, and then the cable will be held and stay. So we're going to keep working on that and then hopefully get the carburetor on. Okay, so this is what I was going for. Try to get to where you guys can see it. This is tapered down.
And then it fits, you can see how it fits just down in there, and since that's threaded, you can kind of cross thread it by forcing the aluminum together, and now it's stuck. So that'll work perfect as the cable guide. The cable will go straight down through that and into the carburetor. So let's polish this up. So once you have your carb in there, you want to adjust that gap. And that's way too much. So let me grab, we're gonna drop that slide down just a little bit. You only want I don't know if that's gonna work. That's way too far out. All the way in. We still got a little, I mean that's pretty good, but that's probably still a little too much. So it'll work for testing, but not permanently. All right, so we got the throttle cable routed, and it's not fully routed. I got to take it disconnected up here and run it through right there. So from there, in between here, down through here, underneath the fuel tank, and into the carburetor. But the carburetor is mounted, looking good. We got the power valve cleaned up, new cables on it, and I gotta find the bolt in the washer. So the washer goes on the back side of that and on the front, and then a bolt goes on top of that, and that'll hold it in place. And then once we start it, it'll reset and it will adjust, and we'll have to adjust that cable accordingly. I'll have to look that one up. So now we're just going to move on to the subframe and the airbox and maybe the radiators. All right, so today we were able to get the radiators on and the hoses. Hoses don't quite fit, so I might get a new set of hoses. What else? It's got the front rotor on. Have not charged that master cylinder yet. We got this side on, radiator. We got the power valve actuator right there. We got the carburetor and the air box and the air filter and the subframe. And that's about the extent of what we got today. So we'll just keep plugging away. And sorry it's taking so long, but hey, summer calls. So we're doing the front number plate, and what I did is I took the old one and I put a piece of paper on it. So here's the old one, and I took out these mounts and I put those mounts in. That's for the number plate, just the number plate stay. And then I put this piece of paper on here and marked the sides. Not sure if you can see it. Actually, I did it on this side. Mark the sides and then poke the pen through the holes, and then brought it over here to this one, put it on there and drilled it, and we'll see if it lines up. What I'm using is the bolt body fasteners for Cr250 125, and it's labeled just like the other ones. It's kind of neat. So front number plate and front fender. So let's go ahead and throw it on the bike.
You said never let me go. 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 You said
So there you have it. 2016 front number plate on a 2002 Cr250. Not too pumped on the gap right here, but it's not half as bad as that one. I gotta fix that one. But this one looks pretty good, I think. Rolls really well. Doesn't hit the exhaust. Got plenty of room. And it's looking pretty sharp. Onto the plastic. Rear fender. They stick better. Instead of just the black. Look. Blue. Good. A lot better than it did. Well, yeah, because we got another piece that goes in there. But, high party. So guys, ran out of time again. It was a busy weekend this weekend, but we did make some progress on the bike. We got the front fender, number plate, looks like the fork guards. Here, let me turn it around. Fork guards, brakes, throttle's all dialed in. I got it all tucked back there with the mounting plate. I do not like how that goes over the Honda emblem, but whatever. I think it was designed for the other one. Carburetor set. Exhaust is set. Carb hoses were on. They weren't on there whenever we initially did that. I put the tank on, but I didn't have time to mix some pre-mix. So even though we didn't get to fire it this weekend, the next video, we're gonna try to put some fire to this puppy and see if we can't get it to run. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's been kind of slow going, but I figured I would just conclude this one where it's at, and that way we can get something posted. I haven't had anything posted for a couple weeks, so versus delaying it, this will be a to be continued, and the next time we have a video posted, we will have fire to the bike and all the plastics on. I also need to tie up the back end and the brakes, and we should be able to take it to the track with us next time we go. That'd be cool. Until then, we'll just take it one step at a time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, tell your friends, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
This is back and go like this.
Is that supposed to be a fart?
Or maybe it's a poop, diarrhea.
Can you turn?
Maybe
Oh,
it's diarrhea.
what if you turn it back one? Coming through.